the First Steps is now in theaters, but that leaves the question, is it fantastic? Well, what is going on, guys? My name is Trevor. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm sharing with you guys my non-spoiler thoughts on Fantastic Four, and if you can see by the title of this video, I got some thoughts, and I'm definitely in the minority here. But before I give you guys my thoughts, let me know what you thought of Fantastic Four: The First Steps down below in the comment section. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you like me, kind of right in the middle? We're gonna get into all of it. Hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell so you don't miss out on any future MCU content. We have an MCU ranking coming later this weekend with a bunch of other MCU content as well. Let's hop into this review. So coming into this movie, I want to say that no Fantastic Four movie in my lifetime has been good. They've all been okay in the early 2000s because I grew up with those movies, Fan-Four-Stick. I've never even got all the way through. I would say that this movie was basically set up to be the best Fantastic Four movie, and starting off with the positives, it is. It is the best Fantastic Four movie. That's not saying very much. Everyone was kind of hyping it up, saying it's the best Fantastic Four movie, but we haven't had really many good Fantastic Four movies up to this point. But you gotta talk about the cast here. The cast, their chemistry, it's all riding on that, and their chemistry is great. Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby have very good chemistry. I think Vanessa Kirby gave the best performance throughout this movie. Joseph Quinn and Ben Grimm's performances together, their chemistry, their camaraderie, their little brotherhood, that was probably my favorite part about the movie. I'm a big Joseph Quinn fan, and he is fantastic in this movie. He was my favorite character in this movie. Johnny Storm is a cool dude, and throughout this movie I kept saying he is hella cool the whole time. Like, he fit that so well. Ben Grimm, I wish we had a little bit more of him. I wish we got to see him clobbering more things. They did hit on some jokes that the early Fantastic Four movies had, from Flame On to it's clobbering time, so I'm glad they did throw that in there. The humor, when they have it, is solid. The action, which is scarce, which we'll get to later, when they have it, was cool. This family was the focal point of the movie, was the dynamic, was what was going to make this movie work, and that is what made this movie work. Also, you gotta talk about the style of this movie. It is taking place in an alternate dimension. It is taking place in like the 1960s, and it is very beautiful to look at. It felt very comic booky, kind of how Superman was very comic booky. I could argue that this was even more comic booky. The way it looked, the way it was, the way they described and made this world, it was immersive. It was beautiful. It was so cool to see. Reed Richards, they really made him be the smartest man in the world in this movie. The way he can figure everything out. He's so mathematical. He's so scientifical, if that's a word. They really just dive into this family, and I like the way they set us up with them, that they had been superpowers, they had been superhumans for 4 years now. I like that it wasn't this original origin story, which you've seen 3 times. I was excited that they kind of threw us into this world, but they did a better job explaining it, unlike other movies that came out earlier this month. The chemistry, the camaraderie, and the score really make this movie enjoyable enough to watch. I had fun with all of those things. I would say the middle action sequence was very cool, a lot different, and I would say the third act definitely kind of picked up the pace for me. But let's hop over to why this movie disappointed me quite a bit, because I don't know what I was expecting, but I was expecting more than what we got, and that's why I'm disappointed. To be honest with you, when the movie ended, I ended up really thinking to myself, that was it? That was all we got with this one? Again, I don't know what I was expecting, but I was expecting at least more action for a comic book movie. This movie is scarce on action. I think there's 2 action sequences, and they're not all that great, not all that memorable. And if I'm being really honest with you, the pacing of this movie was incredibly slow. The first 45 minutes, I was dozing off. I kept like head bobbing in my seat, trying just to stay awake to focus on this movie. They did a good job of explaining the world in the first couple minutes, but they didn't really do anything with that. They were trying to go and say that Galactus is coming, he's gonna eat our world. Cool. Galactus was a mediocre villain. He was not scary. His presence was not felt. He was barely in the movie. And for a big, bad villain, literally ginormous villain that Galactus is, you would think he'd be in the movie more. He was just another mediocre villain inside the MCU, which is full of mediocre villains. Silver Surfer, I couldn't care less. I thought she was fine. I thought she was cool enough. Also, the #1 hero of this whole movie that we got to see the most of their powers was Johnny Storm, which was awesome. The CGI at times, he looked really iffy. Like, oh my goodness. But I wanted to see more of Reed Richards' powers. We got to see Sue Storm's, but at the end of the movie, I wish we just got to see more of our characters' powers, because I feel like we really didn't. And then when they took down Galactus at the end of the movie, the big third act, it's like you're gonna kill the villain, the heroes are gonna win, like every MCU movie, which is fine. it was just mediocre. I was literally like, for third acts in the MCU, that was a very low tier MCU third act final battle. I wanted so much more. I felt the route they went with this family and a certain character that gets introduced, that was a focal point of the movie. That was an interesting way to go. I get it's a family movie, it's about camaraderie, and Sue Storm really gets to shine at the end, and she, you can see what a mother will do to protect her family. You get to see a lot of those things. It's cool. It just left me feeling like I wanted so much more than that. At the end of the day, this is not a bad movie by any means, but it is not what I wanted from it. I just wanted more. I wanted to be entertained more. I wanted to laugh more. I wanted to enjoy the score more. It felt very repetitive. And I wanted Galactus to be one of the better MCU villains. And for me, I was just like, a lot of this is mid. I think that the characters and their chemistry really work for me, and that's what made me enjoy it. But other than that, I just was left feeling kind of empty after this, which is not what you want to feel after MCU. I thought this would be better than Superman. In my opinion, it's not. I would say for Fantastic Four: The First Steps, it's a 3 out of 5. That's it. It's honestly down there with Captain America: Brave New World for me. And I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I still enjoyed some things. I would still say I liked this movie. I just don't know if I'll go back and rewatch this movie anytime soon. I'm in the minority here. I understand. I just want a lot more. That's okay. Let me know your thoughts on Fantastic Four: The First Steps down below in the comment section. You can tell me how stupid I am down there. I know you're going to. Hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Thank you guys for watching and for being here. MCU ranking coming later this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll see you guys in the next one.